Welcome to another week and another video of Gran Turismo Sport. This week we're at Bathurst in my pink GTR. Now this week saw the release of the McLaren F1, which basically dominated this race. I could put down some quick times with it. I qualified with a low 201 in my Oceana account, and I chose not to drive it because I just didn't really like the feel of it. It was quick, it just wasn't that enjoyable to drive. And then I randomly chose the Skyline GTR, and I was surprised how consistent I was with it, so I stuck with it for most of the week. And I believe this was a good choice for me. I lost out to a few McLaren F1s, however the rest of the pack that weren't driving them, the GTR held up quite well. Additional to this, the GTR was semi-decent on fuel. I was either on par with most people or better off when it came to the pit stop, and if I was behind someone I could conserve enough fuel to do a 6-lap stint, which sometimes helped. I chose the overcut strategy sometimes when I felt like I was being held up, and then give myself one clean lap to just really put down a quick time. Now the tyre wear in this race doesn't really come into a factor. Yeah, it slows you down maybe a couple tenths a lap, but it really was a non-factor. The amount of fuel I think was the biggest difference, and if I could have some fresh tyres towards the end of the race with the least amount of fuel, I could put down some really quick times in the GTR. Now right here I'm about to get promoted to 4th because the Super in 2nd overcooks it coming out of the dipper and just ends up in the wall. So that's one position gain so far, and now I'm looking ahead. Now coming down here I'm going to think about the run that I have on these two guys, but considering I'm 4th in this train, I don't think I'm going to have enough speed to do anything, and that Lexus in front of me is probably going to try and make a move and effectively block the road for me. So as I come down through here, you're going to see me lift off, and this is good for me because I'm just conserving fuel, keeping up. There's nothing I can really do here anyway. I'm just going to get caught up in some trouble. So let's see what we can do here towards the final corner. The Jag's going a little bit defensive, the Lexus is going to the outside, and he's left the door open for me, so I'm going to try and sneak in, and I do it. I thought that was pretty clean. I felt a little bit guilty. I really felt bad that he ended up in the wall because of that, and I'm not sure exactly what happened because I stuck to the inside. I kept a very tight line. There was plenty of room on the outside. And when I was chatting with the bloke after the race, he admitted he just turned in too early, thought I'd be a little bit further ahead. Kind of felt bad for him because it ruined his race. He lost a few spots for that. But from my point of view, I thought that was clean in my book from my side. It's his mistake, not mine. Now, this video is a little bit late, probably 2 weeks late, and the main reason for this is I just haven't really been playing Gran Turismo as of the last week. You can blame the Division 2 for that. But I had this footage still stored, so I thought I'd get this video out, and hopefully I'd come back to Gran Turismo quite soon. I just don't know what the state of affair is with the McLaren F1 now. It's quick, it's dominating a lot of things, and I think it just needs a bit of a balance of performance update to just put it in line with the rest of the field. Its straight line speed is just unbelievable. There's been times where down Conrad Straight I'm literally 3-4 tenths behind it, and I can't do anything. I just have to sit in its toe. It's just got that much grunt on the straights. And on another topic, I'm really enjoying racing in the Americas. The camaradade's been actually quite good in the races. Everyone is quite friendly to each other. There's some good chat after the race, and it's just made for some really pleasant racing. I've really enjoyed it. I suggest if anyone is in the Oceana region who have to play during the day, I highly suggest you make an American account. The racing's a lot more competitive as there's just a lot more people on during the day for our time zone, and it just makes it for some good fun racing. Now, come through here for the end of the second lap. The Jack's on the inside. I don't know if he's going to have anything to show for it, but we'll see what we can do, and I think we're going to get a nice decent tow. The Jack surprised me here. I thought it was a quick car in a straight line. He's in the tail of the GTR, but unless you've got a poor exit out of that corner, I've just got a major run on him now, and I've pretty much sealed the deal here. There's not much he's going to be able to do. I'm on the inside. And then he just, I don't know, cracks under pressure there. There's no contact. He just runs wide and clips the wall. It's kind of good for me now. I've got a bit of breathing room. I don't have to watch my mirror anymore. I can just focus on the GTR in front of me. And I'll see what I can do here. I'm pretty impressed with this race. The moves that I've done have been pretty clean in my book. I'm really impressed with the way I've driven. I'm not as aggressive as most drivers, but I'm more aggressive in this race than I have been, so I'm giving myself a bit of a pat on the back. At this point I just want to set myself up for the straight coming down off the mountain. I don't want to be too close to him coming through these corners. I want to be able to place the car where I want to place it. So I give him a bit of breathing room here, almost a little bit too much, but he goes a little bit inside too much, and I try and stay outside, get a nice clean line out of this corner. He doesn't get the nicest exit out of there. I get a nice good exit, and I'm gonna see what I can do. The toe's there. I'm gaining on him, and I think I'm gonna make this work. Now, when it came to passing on this kink, I tried to give the other driver as much room as I could. I always cut that corner just to make sure I didn't run someone off, and I get the job done, and I'm now from 5th to 1st, and it's only been 3 laps, so I'm really enjoying this race so far. With some clean air in front of me, I'm gonna just let the camera stay in my race view so you can see the braking points and the lines that I was taking. I was comfortably doing a very low 203. One race after the pit stop I knocked out consecutive 202s. 201s were out of my reach. The quickest I did was a 2023 or a 2024. But yeah, I was happy with the GTR. I could finish races in about 19 minutes flat. Anything quicker than that I was out of my reach. Now there's a few things with the GTR that it took a while to learn. Yeah, I was consistent with it, but it took some adapting, and that was the understeer. I was a little bit surprised. Well, understeer / slackers turning, and it took me some time to adjust. But as you can see, I'm coming up through here. Now, this little crest at Skyline is lifted the front wheels, so I figured by downshifting to 4th gear just before it, and then upshifting straight back, it just slowed the car down enough that I didn't get the front wheels lifting. There were a few times where I would turn the steering wheel and the force feedback on the steering wheel just disappeared, and I was never going to make the corner. So I just wanted to ensure that I did it consistently. Even though if it was a bit slower and I lost a couple of tenths up there, I'd rather do a clean lap than a messy lap. And with Bathurst, it's really easy to make a mistake. Coming down that mountain, it's quite tricky. Quite tricky to be quick. You really need to have everything figured out before you start. It takes a lot of concentration, and a lot of that was not even really looking at the screen. I found myself just kind of like blurring out, just instinctually knowing when to turn the steering wheel, because it's a very quick succession of corners so you really need to practice to get it right. Now with most of my races, with most of my weeks, I generally spend about an hour qualifying and then getting used to the car, the track. It just pays off to practice. Now the only tricky thing is with a daily C race is that the car will behave very differently with tyre wear versus not having any tyre wear during qualifying sessions. I can only suggest something that I do is I just create a lobby that mimics the settings, and that way I can get a feel for the car. After a couple of races, it's a non-factor, and even with this race, once I qualified with the 202 flat, I didn't really care about getting a quicker time. I actually avoided the warm-up or the session in between just to see if I could outdo my lap time, because the non-tyre wear changed the characteristics of the car enough for me to panic a little bit during races, so I just didn't practice until the race itself, and that was enough for me for the week. did quite a few races and had quite a good few consistent results. I shot up from B to A to almost a high A, and I think if I kept playing, I think I'd be A+ in my American count very soon. But yeah, we've got to see if we can get some time to go back to Gran Turismo. Unfortunately, Division 2 is just a really good game, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. So yeah, so hopefully I get bored of Division and come back to Gran Turismo Sport. Another thing I want to mention about the daily free race is fuel consumption, especially in a race where it matters like this. You can see here I've got easily another lap to do, and that's all just by shifting early, lifting off the throttle when I was in someone's toe, because I wasn't able to pull off a move, so there's no reason for me to get closer. And it's allowed me to stay out, and in this race the tyre wear was just, it wasn't an issue, so I choose to stay out another lap, another clean lap by myself. I really don't want to risk pitting in on the end of lap 5 and then ending up behind someone that did conserve enough fuel, who's probably mid-pack, holding me up. If I can do another lap, I'm just going to do it. There's no point pitting early in this configuration, so stay out for this other lap, and pretty much the race is done from here. I just have a gap from first to second, I maintain it for the rest of the race, and race consistently, and I end up winning the race. So I'll pretty much end the video here, because there's not much more to this, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm hoping I can get another one out in the near future, just not right now while my attention is diverted. So thanks for watching, and appreciate the views, and if you have any comments or feedback, please let me know, and hopefully I get to see you out on the track. So yeah, take care and see you guys soon. Thanks guys.